A sales page, is it sharing the screen? Uh, Someone unmute yourself and tell me if you see the screen because I want to make sure that I'm showing the screen.
Can see it. Yeah.
I see it.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So a sales page, all of you are familiar because you've heard me talk about it, about a landing page. Landing page meaning a place where you can collect someone's contact information, name and email address, and what have you. The purpose of the landing page is you either give the contact information or the prospect goes away. There's nothing else for them to do. There's no additional links to anything. A sales page operates in the same way. The only difference being that with a sales page, the person makes the purchase or they leave the page. There's nothing else for them to click on. So conceptually, you all know about a landing page, but in terms of our conversation this evening, are you familiar with the concept of a sales page? And more to the point, I guess the question I want to put it is, from a technical perspective, do you feel comfortable enough around Canva, which I'm going to demonstrate tonight, that you could put something like this together? So I guess I'm going to do a temperature check just to kind of see, so I make sure what I'm covering, I'm not overwhelming you. Does that make sense? If someone wants to, or
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, it makes sense, Roddy. I get it.
Okay, great, 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 great. Okay, okay, all right. So, so yes, so with a sales page, as I said, the goal is that the person makes a purchase or they leave. There's no other links for them to click on. That's all that they're going to do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to review this sales page that I created for Marcia for the workshop she's got coming up. I'm going to talk about why I put why this page has these elements on there. I'm also going to give you this simple sales page checklist and prep guide. And I'm going to go over this, and I want this to be very interactive. So at any point that I'm saying something or I'm going too fast or I'm not being clear, don't hesitate to unmute yourselves and say, or whatever, and say, hey, Ronnie, can you go over that again? Or I'm missing something. I'm not quite sure I understood, because I want to make sure that I'm just not talking at you, but that we're engaging with one another. So if you can do that, that would be great, because I want to make sure, because I know a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff, and I assume sometimes that other people are on the same page as me, and I have to keep reminding myself that no, not everyone is where I am with things. So I want to make sure I'm not overwhelming. Okay, so like I said, just let me know. And if I'm not going to be looking at if you're typing in messaging. So if you want to unmute yourself and interrupt me, that's fine. I don't care. I would rather do that and stop and go back over something than just keep going and then you not, really understand what's happening. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over this checklist and prep guide later. I feel like I want to start with the visuals, and then I'm going to give you the link to all of this a little bit later in the conversation. So again, as I said before, the main purpose behind a sales page is to give people one call to action, which is to purchase whatever you're offering, or basically they click away. Now, what I pretty much know from all of you, for the most part, with the exception of Estella and Lakeisha, and I think, Ali, you're talking about doing it. I'm not quite sure yet, but most of you are either selling books, but some of you are also going to be doing courses or workshops or something along that line that you would want to sell. So the demonstration I'm giving you now is from a workshop perspective or a class perspective. And then I'll share with you briefly my sales page I put together for my book. Okay, I forgot to do that earlier. So let's review what I've set up for Marcia. Now, this one I designed for her. Okay, and so her workshop is going to be about helping. She teaches crafting, More specifically, she helps people who don't consider themselves artists or they're looking for a creative outlet to make ornaments based on her what she calls, I guess, called food art. So she uses like dried products like peas, beans, macaroni, rice, that kind of thing that she paints, and then she assembles into like a I guess if you want to call it like a stencil or like a you draw out an object on, in this case, cardboard, and then you apply glue and then you fix the ingredients. In this case, we're calling ingredients onto this item. So we came up with a name because she specifically said, she said, I think I want to, kind of focus on pistachio nuts. So the shape of them would make a really good, a really good shape for this project. So we were playing around with different titles we could call the workshop. We wanted to focus on ornaments. So Nutty Christmas Charm was one of them that came back. So we thought, I think it's catchy enough, it's interesting enough. I think people would really want, oh, what's that about? We want to evoke curiosity. So that's what we decided to name it. The ChatGPT served to help with a lot of the copy and things that you're going to see. So anyway, that's how we came up with the title. It's a holiday ornament workshop, creation workshop. She's offering it for 10 pounds British, which is around $13 US. And we're going to tier the price. So up until the 25th, you can get it at that price, and we're going to raise the price so it gets closer to $20 or 20 pounds as it gets closer to the date of the event. We needed, so this is what I would call, I guess, the title panel. When I go into Canva, I'll show you the different, what I'm saying of as panels. Basically, well, like I said, I'll wait till I pop over to Canva and I'll show you this. So basically, a website in Canva is just a series of individual images, which I'm calling panels, that when you publish it on Canva, it looks as this single focused web page like this. So basically, each one of these things where you see a different headline at the top is just a different panel. The same way as if you're laying out a book, it's just going to be published as a website. The template I'm giving you a template for this, and it's already properly sized, so you don't have to worry about sizing it or anything like that. You just have to replace it with your own artwork. Okay. So again, I'm going to go over the flow of it. We just want to make sure that with a sales page, clarity is paramount, and you want people to be visually stimulated, but they've got to be able to consume your text with clarity. So if anything is too jumbled, the text doesn't have enough breathing space in between the paragraphs. So shorter paragraphs are your friend. You want them to be, if you use a more, what I would call a decorative or a more stylized font, for your headlines, you want to balance the meat, the thing that they need to read and consume and understand, in a simple, clear, easy to understand and consume font. So I wouldn't want to write all of this in the same font style that I use for the headline. Okay, so there needs to be a balancing act between more stylized fonts with more simple, basic, especially for the parts I want them to read. Because we're dealing with a visual subject matter, obviously in this case, she's teaching a class on how to make these ornaments. I needed to showcase how those ornaments would actually look on a tree. So she designed these two ornaments that you see. I went into Canva and used one of their elements for clarity purposes. We are fine to use Canva elements in a situation like this on a website, on a web page, or whatever, PDF, whatever. We cannot, obviously, she can't use this if she was going to publish this as a book on Amazon. So take the Amazon thing off of this, because that's not what we're dealing with right now. Everything in Canva is available for you to use on your sales page or your registration page. I just want to make sure I preface that. So anyway, what I did was I said, well, if she's teaching how to make an ornament, I need to show the product how it lives. So I went in and did a search in Canva and I found a Christmas tree with no decoration on it, just had the lights. I thought this was perfect. And I just layered her graphics on top of the tree. So that way the person, because this part is very important on your sales page, you want to use imagery that evokes experience, action, or emotion, not just the cover of the book or not just some element in the book, but you want to show it in as much as a real life experience as possible so that people can get a sense of how the product lives. Because you're not in front of them talking to them. So they're relying solely on what you write and what you show. Okay. Is everyone with me on that part and understanding that part? I'm clear about that. Just want to give me a type of one and or unmute yourself or say something that way I know before I keep going.
You.
Okay, you good? Okay, perfect. All right. Now, moving forward, spacing is important. I need to be able to get the eye moving through. My hands are kind of going in like a swerve, like an S motion. I need to get the eye moving because it keeps the brain visually stimulated because I need them to spend time on this page in order to then justify them wanting to click the button to buy. So I wouldn't want every panel to be the same format. That's why I alternated the trees between left and right. So that way I'm able to take the eye, I'm able to literally move them, read from left to right to the next panel, same thing, left to right, and I'm moving them through the copy, still maintaining the spacing, still maintaining the design integrity that I started with the first panel at the top, which has a lot going on. So because this top panel is so busy, I needed to quiet it down so that when they started moving through the page, their eye there goes, okay, there's a lot to look at. Now I'm moving here. Okay, then you literally want to like hear them go, okay, I can exhale. Okay, what is he saying or what is she saying? Next step, okay? What again, and keep in mind the titles that I'm using are benefit driven titles. So the first title, get ready for the holidays with my new workshop, Nutty Christmas Charm. Decorate your tree. I use an emoji instead of writing out the word tree because, again, I'm dealing with visual people. So I want to keep that visual simulation going with handmade ornaments. Then I give out the points. What are the benefits? Okay, not the features of my class. What are the benefits to the person signing up for the class? An opportunity to relax and express creativity. Even if you're not a brilliant artist, no need for fancy materials. I want to put that in there because someone might say, well, I'm not an artist. I'm not a natural born artist. I don't have a lot of materials. I don't have art supplies. We want to address that at the top so the person doesn't think this isn't for me because I'm not a natural born artist and I don't have a lot of materials. You want to emphasize the things that are answering the questions they already have in their head. Okay. We go into get ready to turn everyday ingredients like pistachios into stunning ornaments. Join us for a creative project that's perfect for the whole family. It brings a unique handmade touch to holiday decor. Everything is about what they're getting to experience, not what my features are. We're going to talk about the features of the course in a minute, but right now I want this person to keep the whole purpose of this is I want them to keep nodding their head saying, yes, this is for me. Yes, this is for me. Yes, this is for me. That's what the purpose of a sales page is supposed to do. Now we start moving into some features. Okay. Headline, keepsake tree ornaments with create beautiful keepsake tree ornaments with ingredients already in your cupboard. Again, reinforces the question, do I have what I need to be able to do this? We also want to use mock-ups because we want to show people, illustrate to people, I should say, how this operates using technology. This is an online course, so we need to show things inside of technology. In this case, inside of a laptop, on an iPad, and I'm even going to show phones and a phone in a minute. We want them to know this is not an in-person experience, this is an online experience. So mock-ups play a key role. I wanted to add accents to this to emphasize that we're using food items to make these ornaments. So I used pistachio nuts. I used dried macaroni noodles, because again, it adds that layer of texture and emphasizes, again, it makes it more experiential. They see that and go, oh, okay, I actually can see I've got some dry macaroni. I may not have pistachio nuts, but I've got the macaroni. So again, I could have used rice. I could have used peas. I could have used different things, but I wanted to use the most common ingredients that she's going to be teaching in this piece. I also wanted to show in the iPad the step-by-step process. I wanted them to see it so they get, oh, okay, I'm getting this workshop, and this image inside of this laptop is just this up here without the price button on the bottom of it. I just repeated it and put it inside of the computer monitor here. Okay. Then she gave me a page from the workbook, or the what we're calling the recipe guide that she's given, and I put inside of an iPad. All right. Then moving on to, what am I getting? Okay, I know about the benefits now. What am I getting? So we're talking about, again, headline: this beginner-friendly mini workshop unlocks the magical world of creativity for the entire family. She wanted to emphasize that this is a family project, not just a solo person project. So whatever you come up with for that, you want to call out, who is this for? Because again, that's what they're asking themselves the whole way through the process. We also want to, even though this is all digital, it's all online, we want to add layers of physicality to it because it makes it feel tangible to them. So Marcia went to an art supply, I'm sorry, a shop in where she lives in the UK, and recorded a video of herself hanging one of her ornaments on a display tree in the store. I think most of you saw this yesterday. I'll play it again. It's only like 30 seconds and you can see it again.
This is what we could be making in Kitchen Cupboard Creations. Create your nutty Christmas charm.
Okay, so now we're adding in some multimedia elements because, again, we want to hit people from different perspectives. Some people are readers, so we've got text. Some people are more visual. They want to see video. They want to see images. We're selling an art creative class, so we've got to have imagery in there that's going to stimulate that customer. So knowing who your customer is going to be very beneficial in what design choices that you make for the design of the page. We also are going to give them like this little workbook slash recipe guide slash shopping list. It's a couple of different things, but we gave it a cover, we gave it a productized feeling, and we showcase it in a way that feels like, okay, it's not just come to the class online and hang out with me for an hour. You're actually going to get this PDF when you sign up. So again, it adds that layer of physicality to it. All right. Now, this here is the part that really becomes valuable to you, no matter if you're selling a book and a course. Testimonials and shout outs. Those are going to be very, very valuable to you. The headline that made the most sense here is what attendees said about our last class, or what attendees are saying, or this is what they said about my book, or anything like that that gives that social proof element that it's not just what you're saying about your product, but what someone else is saying about it. Screenshots, I think personally, carry a lot more weight than just text-based quotes or testimonials. So if you're getting testimonials for your books on Amazon, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you're getting, grab those screenshots, start stockpiling those screenshots, because this is where you can use them on your sales page. This is why you have a sales page, is to showcase those screenshots of all of those testimonials that you got. If you don't have any yet, use what you have. Get somebody to review your book and post about it. Get someone to come to your workshop for free or in your Facebook group. Do something like what I'm doing with you and have people to post their comments about what they learned in that experience with you. Or if it's your book, send out free copies of the book to people, ask them to write a review, but get those quotes. If you don't have screenshots, then the next best thing is have people write in what they experienced. All of these that you see here are direct quotes that came from people that did a post-event survey that we sent out. So it's all text-based. And I didn't want to just layer text on a black text on a white background. So what I did was I put it on a green background, used white type, and then kind of zhuzhed it up with some accent pieces to make the eye, because I'm constantly trying to keep the person stimulated throughout the process. On your actual sales page, you can have as many of these testimonial panels as you have content to put there. You may have one, or you may have, like what I did with Marcia, you may have 4 or 3. So any opportunity I could to grab a screenshot or a testimonial, I laid it out. And I didn't want to clutter it. I've seen some testimonial sections that just have so many on there. I saw someone's sales page the other day, and I think they had 20 or 30 of these different images like this. And after a while, personally, it starts to feel almost like you're making it up because it's so many of them, although I know it's not made up. But if the eye has got too much to try to take in, the brain starts to shut down and it's not processing things anymore. So curate, less is more. I'd rather have the strongest. Now listen, if you got hundreds of them, go through and get the best ones. But I wouldn't try to squeeze every single screenshot of every single, thing on my page. Because after a while, I think it kind of becomes white, people kind of tune out about it. Also, I'm balancing out a little bit of the color. So this is black where these are green. I could have changed these and made these different colors. It didn't really matter. Again, I went back and put in some more black-based screenshots. So again, you can have as many testimonial sections as you need based on what you actually have in inventory, okay? Now I want to move into the features. Why should I come to this? Why should I buy your book? Why should I come to your color and sip? Why should I come to your workshop or your class? This is when you start talking about the reason why. And I would literally ask myself this question. 3 reasons why, what? Why you should buy my book, why you should sign up for my live class. And then what are those 3 reasons why? Okay. So in this one, we said, okay, well, they're going to be able to have, holiday ornaments, decor that they can put on their tree. People have a Christmas tree, they need ornaments, correct? So we're going to make them. We're going to make them in a family environment. We're going to make them using budget-friendly and convenient things that they already have in their cupboard. We're not going to be having to go out and buy a bunch of stuff or go out and buy these impersonal things. If they've got children, they're going to make these keepsakes with their children that hopefully, if they take care of them, they'll be around even when their kids are grown and they still can put them on the tree. Remember, we did that workshop together all those years ago. So we want to emphasize benefits that they're going to get. And then I just use some elements in Canva to kind of help. Again, I'm trying to get the eye to move through the content in a visual way, especially balancing out those blocks of text with something that gives the eye a visual break. And that's why I wanted to use those accent pieces at the top to emphasize that. I also played with the colors. So I had 3 reasons why you should join us. That's one color. And then here for this live interactive class, I intentionally chose to change the color up because I want the eye to emphasize, yeah, why should I join? Okay, I know I'm getting a live interactive class, but why am I paying attention to this? You want to answer that question for your person so that, because they're asking the question themselves. All righty. Now, you've heard me say this 1,000,001 times in the other workshops, the class that you do with me, where I always say, tell people what you're going to tell them, and tell them what you told them. Never more truer does this fit than on a sales page. So at the top of the page, I am literally telling them what I'm going to tell them. The name of the workshop is called Nutty Christmas Charm Holiday Ornament Creation Workshop, and here is the price point for it here. When you go through all of this body copy now, you're hearing more about what the workshop is about. You're seeing what you're going to get. You're seeing what the benefits are. You're hearing what other people had to say about it. You're getting social proof reinforced. And now you're moving into, I told you about it. Now I'm telling you what I told you, and I'm inviting you to what? Buy. So when you click on this button, it takes you to the shopping cart. That's the only thing they can do. They either buy or they go. That's it. That's all we want them to do. But just in case I didn't hit you enough with the other things I showed you, like the Ginsu map commercial. But wait, there's more. So then we go to this next section. What are they getting? What's included? In this case, we're emphasizing the shopping list, ornament templates, and recipe guide. That's how we're positioned this. They're getting this PDF. I also had Marcia do a little demo showing herself applying. You saw her show the ornament hanging on the tree earlier. Now we did a quick video showing her actually putting the ornament together. No audio, no music. She did a time-lapse video. You're seeing her actually applying it. So again, it's illustrating what they're getting. They're getting lifetime access to this replay. We could have used any other kind of video, but that's what we chose to use for this one. All right. Then the next thing, what else are they getting? I like threes. So I feel like they're getting something PDF, they're getting something video, and now they're getting access to another way to work with me. Your bonuses that you add into your offer should be something to enhance what they're buying or help them get further experience from you in future. Personally, I feel because we're in the holiday season right now, that coupon codes is the best offer that you can give people right now because people are always looking to save a little money, especially because it's the Christmas holidays. I'm even going to take it a step further and go, if you don't have a quote unquote lead magnet, i.e., a PDF or anything like that, you can actually collect name and email address in exchange for a coupon code. I think that's one of, right now in this season, that's one of the best opt-ins you can offer someone. Give me your name and email address to get a coupon code to be applied to any future class or program or anything that you do, or the offer that you're selling. Again, Marcia is selling this workshop for 20 pounds is what it's going to go to, but we could create a coupon code inside of Stripe that would take it down to 10 pounds. Or she could give them a coupon code that can be used to anything they purchase in the future over 50 pounds or 30 pounds or more. So if you don't feel like you got to go out and make a PDF or something like that, use coupon codes. Everyone loves them. Everyone uses them. I'm always looking for them. And so don't have to create something else. But if you have something else like an extra course or you have an extra another piece of content that you can give that won't require you to have to make something else. You have to already have it in inventory. Those can be a great, and it's a additional incentive. Okay. And then to wrap the page up, we put again the coupon. We put the button down at the bottom. Excuse me, at the bottom, in order for them to click on that. Excuse me, mute myself 1 second. To click on that last button to get to go to the shopping cart. Okay, so what I'm going to do before I go into the breakdown of the template, I want to ask, is there any questions about anything that as I did the walkthrough of this sales page? Is there any questions anyone have about anything?
Bonnie, I just have an observation question. I'm just wondering, would you say this is similar to like maybe the description on Amazon or for me on like PayHip of what the item is, but in a more creative,
Yep,
condensed way?
exactly. That's
Okay.
exactly it. Yep, that's it. I'm glad you brought that up, Allie. And Rosie, I want to address your question just a moment. I want you to know I'm acknowledging that I see your hand raised. All of you who are selling something on Amazon or anywhere else, you know already that you are having to write a description and you also can do A+ content for your listing. So I'm going to address a question that maybe you didn't ask, Allie, but why you're here with me now. With an Amazon or an Etsy listing, even if you get people over there to it, there's a million distractions. There's other books being recommended. There's other things zipping around and moving around and all this other kind of stuff going on that can take people's attention away from what you sent them there for, which is to buy your book or your whatever. Having a sales page gives you a concentrated opportunity to present what you just said, Allie, to present your offer in a more stylized, concentrated way that gives you the opportunity to give them more benefits and features about why they want to do this without all the other distractions going on. So that's the benefit of having a sales page, a dedicated sales page. Now, in the case of some of you who have books, you may say, well, right now, I'm just selling a book, and maybe the book is available on Amazon. Could you still use a sales page? And I say, absolutely. Absolutely. I know, Anita, you're doing you have books on Amazon. I know pretty much all of you have something already out there book-wise. So what I'm going to say to you is absolutely. Now, I personally, this is me suggesting this to you, while you could send them directly from this page over to Amazon to go purchase the book, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because you've done so much work at this point to get them into a story that you curated and choreographed, an experience, I should say, that you've gone through, to then send them over to Amazon to go buy it after all of this work you did to get them to that point. They still may not buy. So what I would recommend that you do is that you set up in your own shopping cart, be it Stripe, PayPal, or whatever, or PayHip, like what you just mentioned a moment ago, Allie. You collect the money on your end, and then you go and order the book from Amazon and have it shipped to them. I also would recommend that you take advantage of the opportunity that you have now created for yourself. Let me go back down to this section here, where you can add on an experience like this. So maybe you do, a workshop. I know you and I have talked about this. Maybe you offer a workshop. Maybe you offer, like you designed a planner. So maybe you offer a planning workshop. With the new year coming up, I know we've talked about this. You might decide to do a vision workshop. What's the vision for the new year? And your planner is a part of that vision. That's what I did this past January. I made a special planner that I gave to people who signed up for a workshop for me on how to plan their 2024. I'm going to do it again for 2025. So you can bundle that live workshop with your physical planner that you made. And now you're not just selling the planner by itself, but you're selling the planner with the replays. And it can be one session, 2, 3, 4 sessions, whatever you want to do. And then you could come up with something for maybe the third piece. Maybe not a coupon code, it could be something else. Maybe there's something that you could provide. Okay, so let's say in the case of what you might make a sales page around, Allie, is that they purchase this bundle, maybe for like $97, which is what I recommend you would charge for that, around $97. It would include the physical book, the live workshop experience with you, and then the bonus could be the digital version of your planner. So maybe that could be the option that you do. We're going to talk about offer in a minute, but that's what I would recommend that you do. But what I would say when people click on the payment button, you send them to Stripe, like what I did here with Marcia, or to PayHip, or whatever you want to. Collect the money on that end and then order the book from Amazon if that's where the book lives, the physical book lives. If it's digital, that's a different conversation. But not really, it's the same thing. But that's what I would do. I would not do all of this and then send them to Amazon to go complete the transaction, because you could lose them at that point. Okay, does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Anyone else have any more questions before we get into the template itself? Okay. All right. Do you have any? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back. Let me stop the share for just a minute. Let me go back and look at the Rosie. You had a question.
Yes, please, if I may. And thank you so much for allowing me to still come into the workshop. I know that I was a little late, so I may be asking a question for something that you already covered. So my apologies in advance. Where did you create the sales page? Is it on Canva?
The sales page is created actually in Canva.
Okay.
And we're going
And
to get in a moment. I'll show you how I did it.
okay. And once you finish creating the sales page, and I may be getting ahead of myself, but how do you drive traffic to it? Like, what's the best strategy? Like, it's
Yeah.
like I don't have a website, so but I do find the benefit in having this though.
Yes, yes, yes. So you can drive traffic to it a myriad of different ways. You can do organic, which is through your say you have a Facebook group or you have a Facebook page. You can post about it. You can post about it on your physical, on your what do you call it? Your personal wall. You can make I recommend making banners. So for an example, I could take, let me share the screen again. You could take this graphic up here at the top and turn it into a banner that you upload into Facebook on your personal page and on your business page and or your groups or whatever other pages that you have. You can upload that into Facebook. And even though you upload what they call your, used to call them your album cover at the top of your Facebook page, group, or whatever it is, and you can put text description because it's a post. It's just that it comes up at the top of your page of your site or your Facebook page, and you can put some of the copy that you have written here that's going inside of your sales page. You can put that in with a link to this web page, to this Canva page. So that's one way you can do it. Or you can make other static image posts or videos. You can do a video about it, or I recommend a variety of different things.
Oh
Again,
yeah, video sounds good.
yeah, do a bunch of videos, vary it up. So some can be more text heavy, some can be more video heavy, some can be more, like for an example, Marcia can use this video here as a post.
This is what we could be making.
Okay. Now this is short, but she can make it longer. She can do more of these. She can do more what I call, because she's teaching how to make a what I call a craft item. She can do a top-down video where the camera's recording her making it without her even having to be on camera. So she could do those videos, post them, again, put the link to the sales page for them to go buy it. She can do post on Facebook of the screenshots that she used on the testimonials page. I mean, everything that you have here on this page is an asset that can be used on your social media to drive awareness and traffic back over to this sales page. Okay. Everything from the videos to, there's basically even the all of this, the benefits out anything. I mean, you're literally just repurposing what you've put on this page here, just breaking it up and putting it out in different ways. You know,
Yeah.
did you know I have a coupon code? Hey, I noticed that my workshop is coming up soon and you haven't signed up. Don't forget, I'm doing a 10% off coupon for the next 10 or the next 10 people or the next 24 hours. If you want to get the coupon code, DM me. I'll send you the coupon code along with a link to my sales page to go sign up. Okay, so that's just using your own social media. Now, of course, there's ads and all of that. I'm not going into all of that today, but
Yep.
that's the most organic way. if you know people in your sphere that would be interested in this, I DM them privately and say, hey, did
Yeah.
you do a workshop on such and such day? If you're interested, here is the link. Go sign up, you know? So yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I love about this, because once you assemble something like this, it's just a matter of breaking it up and just putting it out there in different, a variety of different ways, because we assume that we post one or two things and everyone that's following us sees it, or everyone's engaging with it, and they're not. Most people don't
Yeah.
see what we post. And that's the reason why I'm constantly pushing so hard to say to all of you is to keep posting stuff. I know it feels like that you're overwhelming people and they're going, I've already seen this, I don't want this, but not trying to be funny here, but no one's thinking about us like that. Maybe our family, but
Mhm.
no one's thinking about us like that. So most of the stuff we post, no one is seeing anyway. That's why you have to keep posting over and 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 over again, um, from different angles, different directions. If you have an email list, kudos. Obviously, email them repeatedly to get them to sign up, because people will wait until the last second to move on things. That's why discount codes and coupons work really well for people, because they'll drag their feet unless there's an incentive, and saving money is an incentive for people. So if you can incorporate that into what you're doing, do it, because it's the way to, but you can't be shy about sharing your stuff, you
So,
know. Mhm.
so
Go
is
ahead.
this a new feature that Canva has incorporated?
No, being able to make a web page in Canva has been around for,
Oh, wow.
I've used Canva. I've just never used Canva for that purpose, because I have my own WordPress website that I still have, but I haven't updated that site in years. And it took me a long time to get my head around Canva, to be honest with you. I have a photography background, so I always design, and I have a web design background. So I've always designed my websites on WordPress, and I've done my own image editing, and Photoshop is pretty much my background. Canva was on the scene and I just never paid attention to it. And then a few years ago, I started focusing on it more. And it's just, to me, I've actually even canceled my Photoshop account because I don't use it anymore. And I put together web pages all the time. Like this, for my recent book I just published, this Parisian pastry sampler book, this web page you're looking at here, this was all done in Canva.
Oh, wow.
This is all Canva, and I incorporated a download page here to download a sample from my book. I made a curated music list of sort of Parisian themed cafe music. This playlist is Spotify. It plays on the Canva page.
What?
Yeah, all of this is Canva. Even all the way down to here, I have a page flip of my book that you can actually.
Oh, that's nice.
This is all Canva. This was done. Now, this feature here is called Hazing Flipbooks, but I can even make this bigger if I want. And you can actually flip through my book. It even has the page sound of a page flip.
That is so nice.
Okay, so that's what I did with that. And then again, I'm constantly going back over that thing I say, is tell them what I'm going to tell them what I told them. And I do it over and over again in different ways. I show what's inside the book. So you see the pages inside. So those are still images. But you know what? Maybe that's not enough. So now I've got a page flip for you. So you can flip through it that way. If you if you didn't get it that way, then I have more. I keep featuring the book, and I keep repurposing the graphics from the book on the page in just different positions, because
Mm.
because again, people need to literally, I want them to look at this page like this is a full and complete experience. I want them to hang out here, because if I get them to hang out, the chances are greater that they're going to click the add to cart button and go buy my book. And that's the reason why I say a sales page can be of benefit to you, even if you're just selling books. Because again,
So
yeah,
Canva, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to interject. Go
no, no,
ahead,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
So I'm sorry. So Canva acts as this sales page host.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about, but you also have to integrate something like Stripe or
Mm-hmm.
PayHip in order to have a safe
Mm-hmm.
encrypted entity that can do the monetary transaction, correct?
Mhm. Yes. So what you
Okay.
would do is you would actually set this up in your shopping cart on PayPal, Stripe, whatever, and you literally, when people click on this graphic that I designed in Canva, when they click on it, it takes them over to Stripe to go make the purchase.
Okay.
So it takes them out of the site onto Stripe or onto PayHip or onto PayPal, but I can link it to my Canva page. And then this way, I don't have to have a dedicated WordPress website, or I don't have to have a dedicated, I don't have to have a dedicated website. I can literally design my sales page in Canva. And what, for you all that are here, most of you all have designed a book. So you have assets, meaning you have artwork, you have pages from the inside of your book. You've got everything you see in the background of my book is all coloring pages inside my book. I just use them as backgrounds. So I'm illustrating the book throughout, even the text and everything that I'm layering on top. So every part of it is just being repurposed. I'm not reinventing or trying to pull a bunch of different things from Canva, although you can use Canva's assets, but I'm not pulling from that. I'm relying strictly on my assets I already had. I'm just repurposing them in a variety of different ways to keep the eye visually stimulated, giving the person enough information so that they can make a decision about whether or not they want to buy my book. And it's all a part of your Canva account you're already paying for. Yep.
Thank you so much.
You are so
And
welcome.
your page is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll pop the link in the chat for you, along with Marsha's page, and you can, kind of, you want to study it more on your own. So I'll
Thank
pop it
you.
for you. So let's see. Let me get out of these screens and let me go. Does anyone else have any questions? Lisa? Yes.
Very good
Hey,
question.
Rodney. Thank you so much. This is beautiful. I do have a couple of questions, I think.
Yes.
One, I mean, I'm pretty proficient in Canva.
Okay.
Could this be, and I like the way you just answered the last question because it's always about where do you add the payment? So would this also work with like a Stand Store? Everybody's using that. I don't know how familiar you are with
I
that.
can't speak to Stan Store because I know of it, but I've never used it. If Stan Store will let you, again, process the payment, like if you send them over
Mm-hmm.
cart to go, basically what I'm looking for is, can I get a link from Stan Store that when someone clicks on this button,
Mm-hmm.
is it going to put that item that they just clicked on in their cart for them to complete the transaction? If it
Right.
lets me do that, I say go for that. If it's going to send them to the overall store where everything that you've got is there,
Mm-hmm.
that could work to your advantage because they may buy other things.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
going to say that to you.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's the point.
yeah. So that could, so to answer your question, that could be a benefit. Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So,
Mhm.
uh, thank you. And I see somebody else's question. Could you use it with Shopify? That was going to be one of mine too. I
Mhm.
guess
Mhm.
we could, although Shopify seems like it's getting complicated.
Right.
Um, is this also, I really love the, Canva and how this is just one website, it's a bunch of pages. Is this what some people, I don't know if you've seen this, sometimes you go, they also like on their Instagram and maybe in their bio link, they have an offer and
Mhm.
then it goes through all is this, you could use it for that as well?
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know if you know this, but Instagram now, you can have more than one link now.
Oh, I didn't know that. I missed that. What?
Yeah, let me go to my Instagram and I'll show you that right now.
Thank you. I missed that one.
So a lot of people use Linktree, which I am
Yeah,
one
I
of.
use Linktree. Yeah.
This is my Instagram. And then if you click, you see where it says Linktree, Rodney Washington Creative, and +1.
Uh-huh.
So if I click on this drop-down menu, you can go to my Linktree, which has all of my links, or you can just click on this link.
Oh, yes, I have seen that. Yeah, but I didn't know what it meant. I
Yeah.
didn't know. Okay.
That so now this here, now the context of what we're talking about tonight is a sales page.
Right.
This, what you're looking at here, is a landing page. Now I want to do some prefacing with you on this one. This one here is collecting their contact information, name, email address, and how they heard about the book.
Okay.
So I basically took that sales page I showed you a moment ago, duplicated, and just changed out a couple of elements. It's
Got
basically the exact same page.
So
Okay.
now, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That was going to be my other question, and you just illustrated it. You showed us a sales page. How do we know? So in this landing page,
Mhm,
although you're showing them your beautiful book and everything,
mhm.
do you have anywhere for them to click on it? So say I want to give you my email and I want to buy the book. I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm gonna give him my email. Where do you have that within the landing page? I always get kind of confused.
Yeah, absolutely. So the person in this context would fill out this form,
Uh-huh.
and then what is going to happen now, this one here, I want to set it up a little bit for, because this is a little bit more involved.
Okay. Yeah.
Canva's limitations with the opt-in form
Mm-hmm.
doesn't allow us to directly connect the completion of this form to our actual autoresponder service, be it MailChimp, ConvertKit, whatever we're using.
Got
I
it.
use GetResponse. That's what I use.
Mm-hmm.
MailerLite's a new one that a lot of people are using now.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I wanted to test using this kind of form on a Canva-based website is because Google Forms is the only one I can put on a Canva website that will allow me to collect that customer's or potential customer's data.
Okay.
The part that gets clunky with this
Mm-hmm.
is this is a Google form I created in Google Docs. I
Right.
had that form on this Canva website.
Mm-hmm.
People can fill it out. Their information will go inside of a spreadsheet that Google Drive will make for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or where it gets clunky is, in order for me to get the emails out to people that they opted in for, I have to manually add those contacts by hand, one by one, into my autoresponder service.
I've done that. Gotcha. Got it.
Or you can
Yeah.
download the whole CSV file from Google Drive and upload it into your upload that into your autoresponder service. That way you're not doing manual one by one.
Because you got to make sure that people opt into it too.
Yeah. Well, and you don't have to require double opt-in.
Okay.
I know I'm getting a little bit more advanced here, but I'm going to be talking about that more in a little bit. But you don't have to do a double
Okay.
opt-in in the conversation, but you get where I'm going.
Right.
Oh,
I'm glad you told us. So if
yeah.
I build this in Canva, it only goes to Google Docs. It won't work with ConvertKit or
Nope.
MailChimp.
Not automated.
Not automatically.
Well, yes and no. Now there's what I call a patch to make
Okay.
it work. The
Mm.
patch could be, well, this is what I'm doing with this page.
Mhm.
I purchased a third-party software called Zapier.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Zapier is connecting the Google document, the form, to GetResponse. So
Okay.
one can fill this out on my Canva-based web page. It's going to go into that spreadsheet, and it's going to automatically push that over into GetResponse, which is going to fire the autoresponder for me.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you are new to Zapier, you can get the first 100 leads for free. After that, you have to start paying 30, I think it's 20 something a month, up to $30 a month.
Okay.
which to me is not, unless you're using Zapier for other things, I would not pay $20 a month to ConvertKit and $30 to Zapier just to make this work.
Gotcha. No,
Okay,
yeah, I got you.
I wouldn't
I've
do.
used them all.
Yeah. So what I would personally do is I would create my landing page, trying to keep my aesthetic as close to this as possible in my own software, be it ConvertKit, GetResponse, MailChimp, whatever.
Mhm.
And that way you don't have to be dealing with this whole thing here, all this jury rigging of this here. Just let them go to that page, opt in. Then when someone opts in on that landing page, direct them to your sales page.
Okay, but one more time, Rodney. So if I have my ConvertKit landing page, incorporate it into this beautiful website on Canva or don't?
No, you're going to have to work within the confines of what the ConvertKit template will let you do. It
Yeah,
will be exactly like this. So you'll have to be able to try to find the best workaround for you to use some of
yeah,
the elements here.
yeah.
Then once people then fill out their contact information, then you direct them to this one. So
Got
as
it.
they fill that form out, they get redirected to the Canva page
Oh, I got it. I got you. Okay. Okay.
where there's a payment button right here at the top. Now, let me show you another element. I also provided on this a sample of the book. So if they click on this button here, it'll open up a PDF version of a sample of my book. And at the tail end of my book, the tail end of this sampler that I give them, if I scroll all the way down, I give them like 17 pages in it, which is a little longer than probably, but you know, it's fine. I want to give them a good show of it. The last page of my sampler, guess what? Is taken from my sales page. So when someone clicks on this button in my PDF, guess where it sends them to Stripe to go buy the book. So I'm giving them a sample of the book with another opportunity. At every point, I'm offering an opportunity to buy my book in the transaction.
Right.
So that's one way to do it. And then of course I've got, you know, my playlist, and I've also got the buttons here for them to go buy it. So like I said, I mean it's a little bit more layered, but that is a way that you can do it and still be able to get the lead and also lead them closer to getting the sale.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. You're welcome. Any other questions? Anyone? Just unmute yourself.
Hey, Mr. Rodney. I just want to acknowledge Tracy has some questions over in the chat. She's
Oh,
been very
okay. Oh, yeah, let me look at the chat. Hold on a
I
second.
can ask my questions live if that's okay.
Yes, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Hey
Hey,
Rodney, how you doing? It's been a long time.
no, how are you?
Good. It's I've been on the struggle bus for a while. But I just opened a brick and mortar store on the 1st of September. Don't know what the hell I was thinking, but I guess I wasn't, and then I was. Who knows? But it's an art studio, art gallery, artisan storefronts, and then I do my paint parties through there. And my sweet spot is having 15 events, whether you know you call those paint parties or workshops or whatever you call them. 15 events is the sweet number to not only pay rent but cover everything and move me forward and salary and all the bills and have some extra left over and all the rest of it. So would this sort of thing be overkill? Because I'm really, really frigging struggling to get butts in seats. On the regular paint parties, like I'm lucky if I get 2 or 3 butts in the seat. Obviously, brand new downtown, we don't have a very good walking or downtown. It's been an issue. They're working on it, but it's just an issue. Our town has a good population, a good income level, but our people tend to go outside of our town for entertainment because we just paradoxically haven't had much in the way of entertainment. So I'm like one of maybe 4 places now total in our town of 90,000 that actually, as far as entertainment in evenings or weekends goes. So I was like, I loved when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, this would be fantastic. And then I started thinking, Tracy, this is like serious overkill for a landing page for a paint party. But what I am finding is that my more elaborate paint parties, which I call my craft and creates, like my glass and resin parties, or my wreath making parties, or my woman retreat archel type parties, are the ones that are actually filling more people. I'm getting 6 to 8 people to those. So, am I answering my own question? Maybe I do need a fancy landing page to get these people out there for things like that and fill those, because 10 to 12 would be like, that means I've got a full house and I would be happy. So any advice? What do you have for me?
No, to answer your question, so I don't care what your business is, if it's online or offline, everyone can benefit from having an email list, period.
Yeah, I have a great email list. I have over 600 of my email list. It's an active email list and all the rest of it. I'm just thinking, I still don't have them coming and putting their butts in the seat. You know what I mean? Like, they're all excited about it. Everybody downtown's excited about it. Everybody's talking about my store. It's on social media, it's shared. Everybody's got great things to say. But when it comes to buying a ticket, I've got the same 5 or 6 people buying tickets, every now and again, a couple more. I am getting a lot of private events. I'm definitely keeping the business open with private events. But as far as people coming to my public events and buying a ticket for $35 or $45 and sitting there in the seat and taking a paint party class with me, I'm about ready to knock my head off.
Yeah, so a sales page can be of benefit. Again, people, again, as I said a moment ago, of the moment. It's what is a matter of what they consider a matter of urgency for them, whatever's going on at the time when they consume your content. So
Yes.
a sales page like this one, which is more aligned with what you're talking about, which is a workshop. Now, Marsha's is online, yours is more in person. But could you benefit from having a sales page? Sure. I mean, you've got the people that are showing up, you get pictures of them with their artwork. You get testimonials from them, because that's what a real sales page sells on.
Yes.
You basically just keep telling the story from a visual narrative about, again, all the things I talked about in this checklist. And I'm going to actually give you all the link to this now so that you have it. Let me grab that link and
would I put the link to this landing page into the event tab where you buy your ticket, or would that just complicate things and I should rather just keep that as going direct to the payment rather than putting this in so it's another click?
Well, you want to reduce the friction as much as possible. So this would be something that when people opt into your list, let me get this link sorted out here, because I thought I already had this done and I lost it again. You want to have as least friction as possible. So this is a way, copy this link, and I'm going to give this all to you now so I don't forget. I'm going to pop this in the chat. This is a way to keep people, this page here could be a way to obviously collect registration, paid registration for your actual workshop. In your case, you could, if you offer this in multiple dates, I believe inside of Canva, you can import in a calendar. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing something like that. Yeah.
You can do that. You can have, but as far as getting people, yeah, can you benefit from a page like this? Absolutely. Now, in terms of people to actually getting ready to buy, and this is kind of falling a little bit out of the scope where we're talking about, but I want to answer your question. You can, you have to give people incentive to move. And that's why I said the thing about coupon codes and deadlines and things like that, because people will drag their feet about stuff until the last minute.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely fill my tickets last minute. So don't put this in the tickets link, is what you're saying. Rather use this on my page as another form of advertising the event.
Right. Do it that way. Social media, all that stuff.
Yeah.
This is what you send them. Now you have two. You've got a landing page to collect email addresses. Obviously, you're emailing that list the link to this page because they already are on your list. They're in
Yeah.
your ecosystem, and you want them to go sign up.
Okay. All
So
right.
so you want to send them there because this page's job is to get them excited about the workshop and buy it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you want this page to do. So,
Okay.
you know, and
So maybe using this for my fancy paints and sips rather than the $35 ones, put it on the 45 and up ones, doing a page like
I
this.
would say you can use you can use a sales page for anything, whether it's entry level price point or higher level price point. Can you
Yeah.
be more complex with it? Sure. You know, this kind of gets into more funnel type technology, which Canva does
Yeah.
do, and you know, I'm not covering all of that.
No,
But
no, no.
but I would say, you know, a lot of this is once you get people to buy something, then have another offer ready for them to go. So
Yeah.
when they sign up for one class, let them know, hey, why don't you buy a series of classes? That way you can come back every month or every other month, or you give them like, prepay for 6 classes, and then you got up to 6 months to a year to use them.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. Yeah. So like a almost like a membership, but not. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
That
That's a
way you
good
don't
idea.
start from scratch every
Yeah.
month, you know. So
Yeah.
that
Like a punch card. Yeah.
exactly,
So
exactly.
yeah, like a membership punch card. Okay. Yeah. That's a great idea.
And then in
Yeah.
that,
Cause I'm banging my head on the walls on how to get these people to like take
yeah,
their excitements and actually buy a ticket because
yeah.
it's
And
crazy.
how
Like
you can
I see
position
reviews
that.
all the time online and I just don't see them in the seats. And I'm like, come on, people.
And then, you know, to incentivize that, I'll give you this one last thing, and then I wanna move on. But you
Yeah,
can say a single class is $35 or $40, or you can buy a bundle of 6 and take each class down by $5 each. So
yeah,
a
yeah,
bundle of 6. And you can stack those buttons on top of each other.
yeah, yeah.
So,
PayPal lets me
uh,
stack and do variables and stuff, so that's been pretty good.
yeah, one for
Okay.
35 and one for and then 6 for whatever. So yeah, you
Yeah,
have to be just one button as well.
yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. That's some great ideas.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so let's see. Everyone mute yourself, and then I'm going to
had a hard time adjusting to the
can I
culture.
get everyone to mute because I'm getting a lot of back.
Get to the Airbnb. I'm like, Mom, you need to take off your shoes when you go in the house. She's like, what?
Okay, thank you. All right, so now let's jump over to any other last questions about anything. Then I'm gonna pop over into I'm gonna pop over into Canva. So anyway, type them in the chat. And let's keep it moving. So what I'm gonna do, what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna show you it as best I can at the time we have how I sort of structured Marsha's sales page. So I've given you access to this template. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of walk through it. So I marked this one title sample page. Obviously, you can take this off. So you've already seen the whole website. I'm just going to show you how I add the elements into the page and build it out. All righty. So what I'm going to do here is the template is already sized for a website. Just so you know, you can look at your website before you publish it for desktop. Come on, load. Oh, here we go. For desktop and for mobile. Okay, so you can look at it within Canva without even publishing it in both formats. Okay, and then you can publish the site. We'll go into that in a moment. Again, I'm not about trying to have every bell and whistle. I'm trying to just replicate what I've already done. So I'm going to go through Marsha's website kind of panel by panel. I'm going to copy and paste over, and you're going to actually see me actually set this whole thing up. So the first panel obviously is, what am I getting? What is this? No, what is this? Okay, this is called the Nutty Christmas Charm Holiday Ornament Creation Workshop. I've got a payment button at the top. That's there at the, right in the very beginning. Now I'm going to go into my panels. So I'm calling these panels. They're just another, another page inside of Canva. I'm repurposing my graphics. This here is a background image. I'm just gonna well, actually, I'm not gonna do it that way because you won't have it this way. I'm gonna go to the first, what I call a title page or a panel. I'm gonna go to my uploads, and in uploads, I have a folder where I organize all of my assets that I'm gonna use to build this page out with. This graphic that you see here is created in Midjourney. All right. So if you look at this one up here, that's what this one is here. And then what I did was I just kind of moved it into position as to where I want it to be. So it matches this. Actually, this is too far down. I need this to be all the way up at the top. So I've got that one there. Okay. Now I'm gonna demonstrate. I want this image. I'm gonna take this little placeholder off. I want to replicate what I have up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this out for a minute, and so I can kind of give you more real estate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my elements and put them on this image that I made in Midjourney. Okay, so these are her ornaments that she made, and I just put 2 in there. So I've got the ornaments there. Then I have my type. This is all created inside of Canva. So I just use their fonts. It's fine for a sales page. You're not selling this on Amazon, so you don't have to worry about, getting in trouble with Amazon. I grab all of my type and I put it there. And then I grab my payment button, which is just the payment button is just a shape inside of Canva. And I just layered my type on top. Okay. So then I put that there. Okay, actually, I didn't group everything. So let me do this one more time. Grab this whole thing, group it, copy it, and put that there. Okay, so now I've got my payment button. Okay, so this, I wrote out the type and then I just played with different fonts. So I found a font that I liked and I just laid it out. My payment button, I just click on the I group the text and the shape. I group that together. I want to put the link, so I have to go set the link up in Stripe. So I have it all ready to go. I click on it. I then can go Command K, or I can do, let's see here. Let me get this here. Let me see. Oh, no, turn it. Actually, let me take the link out because it's not letting me do it this way. It's weird. I don't know why. Give me 1 second. Come on. Here we go. Okay. Let's go back over to Canva. Come on. I'm going to actually ungroup this so that I can move things around. Okay. So what I'm going to do is when you're first setting this up, it's not going to be grouped. You're going to just layer it step by step. You know Canva, you know this part, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I can then group. I'll move that. I want to stay where it is. We want to group this. And actually, I want to make sure this background stays where it is. So I'm going to position this. I believe I want to position this so it sets it as a background layer. Set as background. When you set the image as background, it won't move on you when you're trying to do stuff like what I just did right now. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of my button, including my text. I'm going to group it. I'm going to hit the 3 dots. I'm going to click, let's see, do I have my link? Why isn't it showing me my link? Oh, it kept the link. I'm trying to, okay, let me go back again. Okay, sorry about that. It's just acting weird right now for me. Okay, let me put this in here. Drop down menu, link, edit link. It's copying from what I did before, which is why it's giving me kind of the blues. But if I hit Command K, I can put that Stripe link right here and then hit done. And now I have an active link. So if people, when I preview it or click on it, it will take them over to the shopping cart. I want to test that to make sure before I duplicate this page that that link does go where I want it to go. That's the only link you're really going to put in this document, period. That's the only one you'll have to do. Once you've done that, this part is kind of done. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to now start working through my panels. Now, what I did was I duplicated this, so I actually am going to hide this page and move it down to here because I'm not using that anymore because I've now recreated this opening page. Now I'm going to go through my sales page. So now my first panel is this. I've got get ready for holiday, Christmas, my new workshop, Christmas trim. I'm going to copy all of this text and I'm just going to replace it here. And then if I want to match up the color that I had before, I'll make where it says workshop, I can make this green. The reason why I chose to change up the color is that, again, I want the eye to move through it, but I want them to see things that are going to, I want them to receive what I'm calling things with more emphasis. So get ready for the holidays with my new workshop. Then I changed the title of the workshop name so that it gives the eye a visual charge to look at that and go, oh yeah, the Christmas charm workshop, I want to check that out. Now, what I'm going to do now is I've set that background image up here at the top. I'm just going to copy that and I'm going to paste it here. Then I'm going to change the opacity down to about a 20 or a 30. Because when I layer type on top of this, I don't want it competing with this complex background. Okay? Then I'm going to copy all of my text I wrote out here. And I'm going to make a text box. And I want the font to be I don't want the font to be stylized. I want to give the eye a visual break, as I said a moment ago, by varying it up. So I've got a more simpler font for parts I want them to read with another stylized font that, highlights my headline. And I can move this around as I want to, okay? And then I want to bold this because I want this to be a little bolder. And then I can, again, you can just have to eyeball this to play with it till you get it to position the way you want it to be. The tree, again, I already had this graphic made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, see, did I have that? I think I set up the tree manually. So I'm going to have to copy this image. Let me do it this way. Let me go to the original file. Give me 1 second. And I can just copy the tree from the original file. Again, the ornaments we already had. I just layered them on a Canva element. So let's open up this original file. Okay. I'm going to grab the tree here and I've grouped all of this together. So I've got the ornaments laying on top of the tree. I'm just going to copy that and then put this on the template. I'm going to just paste that there. Oh, sorry about that. Let me do it one more time. Copy. Copy. Go over here. Paste. Okay. Now, I want to point out something at this point. And I can change this to green if I want. And then I can, but I do want to make sure I show you this. It's very important that you don't have these different elements overlapping. See how there's a purple line over the text, over the graphic, and over the text. I don't want these lines, I don't want these boxes touching. I want a little bit more space in between them. The reason why I do that is because when I go to preview this on mobile, it can resize my font, even though I've chosen the font size I want. If things are overlapping too much on mobile, it could resize my font. Plus, I want to look at how it lays out, because obviously it's going to have to be mobile responsive which the Canva website is mobile responsive. So I've got my headline, I've got my body text, and now I've got my Christmas tree. Okay. Now for the next panel, all I've got to do if I wanted to was just duplicate this panel. And then if you notice on the original page, I alternated out where the graphic and the text was. So I can just move this tree over here, put this text here, text box here. And then all I've got to do at this point, let me go back to the original document or the original page, and I grab my new text or the text I've already written out, and I can replace that with that one. And then I change out my headline. So I have a new headline here, and that headline is decorate your tree, and I use an emoji instead of using the word tree. And I put that right. Let's see here. Is this the one? Yes. No. This is the one I'm working on. Okay, so I'm going to change out this one. Okay. So again, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to preview it in mobile. And I'm going to still keep checking it to make sure that the type and everything stays consistent. What will happen if the elements are overlapping, it's going to start changing the size of your font on your text. And I don't want that. I want the font to, I want the style and the font size to remain consistent throughout the whole document. Okay. Now, once I've done that part, let me go look at the overall sales page. But you got the gist of where I'm going with this. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to now show you this part of the template where I added in this, the mobile responsive side, or not the mobile, but I call the mock-up side of things. So when I go down here, so actually, let me show you this. I'm actually going to delete, because what I did was I actually already set these two up, so I don't even need this page anymore. So I'm going to delete this one, because now I'm moving into the mock-up, the productized version of what I'm setting up. I've already given you the mock-ups inside of the template. So all I've got to do at this point is copy my background image, layer it here, okay? Grab my text that I've already written out, which is create this beautiful keepsake tree ornament available, in your cupboard. I'm going to go back over to here. I'm going to replace that text here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move in my elements that I set up for this folder. So I'm going to go over to my uploads. I'm going to go into my folder down here, projects, folder. I've set everything in there. I've got this image that goes inside of the computer here. Come on, go in there. Okay, why aren't you going in there? That's weird. Did I have it in the background? It's not going in. Oh, I know, because I've got something highlighted. Okay, put it in there. Huh. Why are you doing that? It's supposed to just fit right in there. For some odd reason, it's not doing it. Let me see if I've got something else going on here that I'm not seeing. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Projects, images, folders, Nettie Christmas charm. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna refresh this page because something weird's going on. It should just pop right into that grid. Okay, let's scroll down. Let's try one more time. Apologize for that. Delay. Let's see here. Let's go to uploads. Uploads. Where's my folder? Oh, I lost my folder. What's going on? Why don't I see my folder now? You gotta love technology. When it works, it works. When it doesn't, it doesn't. And now I can't find my folder. Shoot. What did I do? Oh, this is interesting. I can't find my folder now where I had all my elements in it. Projects. Here we go. Folder. Nutty Christmas Charm. Okay. Let's put this guy in here. Not quite understanding why this isn't just popping in the way it's supposed to. It's supposed to just snap right into place here, and it's not doing it for some strange reason. I tried refreshing the window and it's still not working. Wow, okay. Well, the gist of what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to just snap these into the grid. If you used Canva templates, you know you've seen these before. It does work for whatever weird reason. I don't know why it's not working now, but that's what I've set this up for you. You can actually just drag the artwork into the frames, and then they're supposed to snap in place.
Rodney,
Yes.
can you click on those images that you're expecting to be able to put the image into and see if they're actually frames or if they're graphics?
They're graphics.
Oh, that's probably why.
Yeah, they're graphics because this is the frame. Let me just move. I mean, this
Click on
is big. Sorry. Let me do this one more time. Let me refresh this window.
if you click on it and then go to your elements. I mean, because I was just in Canva doing something and I saw that I could find a graphic of a picture of a computer screen, but not an actual frame that would accept a picture. It's easy to accidentally use the wrong one, the graphic one versus the frame.
This is interesting though. It's got this whole, oh, you know what? I just figured out what I did.
Copied and pasted.
What I did. No, what happened was when I put this text box up here at the top, it's overlapping. This text box here, where I've got the headline. See how that's moving around like that? It's got all this extra space down here at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this whole thing.
Well, you don't have to delete it. You can put the layer so it goes in the back.
That's true. Well, I already did it, so I'm just going to put it back, put it back over there. Now I'll change that headline in a moment. Let me go back to uploads. Let's go back to projects. Let's go back to folder, Nutty Christmas Charm. And now I'm going to be able to snap these things in place. There we go. That's what I was trying to get it to do. And then I'll put my recipe guide here. That goes there. And now I've got everything in there the way I want it to be. And then I just got to put the text back that I had up here at the top. It added all this extra space that I didn't realize it had done. And I'll just put that back there. So again, for some of you who are familiar with Canva, does this part make sense? Or have you worked with this enough to feel like you can get this on your own to be able to do this, what I'm showing? I just want to make sure that I'm not overwhelming. Let me look at the chat. Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. No, everything's cool. Okay, all right. All right, now let's put together this one here. Okay, so now I want to put in the video elements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over to Canva. I'm in Canva. I'm going to go back over to my projects. I'm going to go back into my folders. I'm going to find my Nutty Christmas Charm. And here I have my other elements. I want that video, which actually I didn't put that in there, but it's okay. I'll come back to it. I'll put the video in a second. I'm going to set up this magazine mock-up. So what I did was I have the cover of the guide that Marsha's giving them. And then I want to showcase what they're going to get inside of this. So they're going to get like this little template. They're going to get this little page that goes kind of right there because it's a page flip idea. And then I'm going to take the cover again and put it in the back. Because imagine a magazine that's been folded back. So see how it's just, you don't see it, but it's the idea that the magazine is opened and pulled back. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my, back to my assets. I'm going to find my videos and I'm going to pull in that video that Marsha sent me. I'm going to put that there.
This is what we could be making.
And then I'm going to grab my my background art, and I'm going to paste that there. And then all I got to do is grab the headline that I have on this page. So this is a beginner-friendly workshop. I'm going to copy that whole thing there, and I'm just going to paste that right in here. Okay. And now I've got, and I'm just kind of going through the process, adding in. Now you'll have to design some of these assets. But what I'm saying is that this is kind of how simply you can put this together. If you just got all of your elements, like your artwork and all of that pulled together. The testimonial section is pretty, I've got an image for the testimonial. So again, I'm only going to show you how to make one. I'm not going to show all of them because you get the gist of what I'm showing you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my background, put that back there again. I'm going to grab back into my my uploads. Let's see, or my projects, I'm sorry. I'm going to go back into my images folder. My design folder. I'm going to find that folder. And I'm going to now put in one of my testimonials, which is this one. I'm going to put it there. I'm just going to kind of size it. And I like to put a drop shadow there to give it a little bit of text, get a bit of layering. So then I'm going to go into drop shadow, put a drop shadow there. And then I'm going to, now these are all created directly inside of Canva. These aren't image files. I had to create this in Canva. So what I would just do on this one is I forgot about the accent pieces. These are free, they're elements inside your Canva account. So the macaroni, I'm going to put that element here. And I'm going to grab the pistachio nuts and put that there. Okay. And I also had a paintbrush. So I'll grab this paintbrush. These, again, all elements inside of Canva, which you can use. And yeah, and then just kind of dresses it up a little bit so it doesn't look, boring. And then I've got my features, and then I've got my testimonials. Again, I provide you with 3 panels or 4 panels per testimonials. You can delete these panels based on how many testimonials you actually have. Okay, you don't have to use all 4 of these panels. All righty. Then I'm going to go over to the feature sets. Again, 3 reasons why somebody should buy your book, sign up for your class, whatever the case may be. You're going to change that title, and then you're going to get your 3 benefits. You're going to put one here, one here, one here, and then you can grab Canva elements to accent what, visually the point. Again, these are just random Christmas themed elements. There was no, I didn't try to find an image that looked like something that said budget friendly or whatever. I just put Christmas themed elements that would make the page look, the way I want to, have it look. And then again, I'm going to make sure throughout the entire document that I'm keeping with that background, which is the image in opaque. So I'm going to put that one back behind this one. I'm just going to set it in the back. And then the last element that I have here is my what's included. I'm going to put that image back here again. As far as in this case, if this is what you have, if you're giving them like a guide, all you've got to do is go back up to your what I call magazine flip or magazine layout. okay? What you can do is grab this whole graphic here, with the exception of the bonus sign. Grab this whole element here, group it, copy it, go down here to where you have your section. I'm gonna delete this. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna delete this whole thing. And I'm gonna paste what I just put in there and grab it and drag it over and then just resize it so that it fits. So the magazine layout template I really like a lot because, like I said, it adds a layer of physicality to what I'm doing. And then I've got another video that Marcia gave me, which I'm going to put here. So I'm going to go back to uploads. I'm going to go to videos. I'm going to find that little demo video that she did. I'm going to place that inside the phone here. And the last thing I have to do is, let me go look at it from a grid view. Now at this point, all I'm doing is I'm taking the first panel here that has the payment button on it. I'm just going to duplicate this and put it into position here. So I can delete this one because that's just a placeholder page. And I can put it in one more time somewhere else. So maybe I might duplicate it and put it right here. Maybe I'll put it in between the testimonials or something like that. So I've got 3 opportunities for them to add to cart. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete everything that I don't need. And basically my sales page is done. Now, all I've got to do then is preview it, look at it from a desktop perspective, and look at it from a mobile perspective. And if everything works, everything clicks and goes where I want it to go, that's it. You know, now that blank page there that says section 2, I need to take that out. But yeah, the whole thing is kind of ready to go. And then I can look at it on mobile and see how it looks in mobile. Make sure everything lines up, nothing is off or weird looking. And once all of that is done, and again, I'm just going to always check your links to make sure that they work. So I'm going to actually click on the actual icons to make sure they go to the shopping cart. That's really important for you. Put it out there. Does it go where you want it to go? Okay. And then I'm going to show you how to set it up to activate it. So once your page is all set up and you're good with everything, you click on Publish Site, and you've got 2 options here. If you have a URL that you've purchased, perhaps for your sales page, you can use that, and I'll show you how to connect that to the Canva site. Or if you don't want to purchase a dedicated domain name yet for this sales page, you could use Canva's default page they give us for free that goes with our account. That's going to be whatever the name of your Canva account is. Mine is called mycoloringclub.mi.canva.site. So if I use that, and you have to choose a subpath, in this case, I'm going to say copy sales page template. And I'm going to say sample 2 because I've done this earlier today. Okay. I could actually publish this right now. And I now have an active link to a web page that I can put this link in the chat and you can go look at it right now. And it works. Now, before I go any further, I want to answer any questions that you have up to this point. So feel free to fire away. Unmute yourself and just talk to me.
Hi, I have a domain name, but I don't have a website. So
Okay.
Can I still use my domain name?
Yes, you can. Now, before I go any further with it, I want to ask you a couple of questions. Let me stop the share for just a minute. Is the domain name that you purchased Is that going to be for your primary website?
I set up the name so that it could absolutely be, yes.
Okay, all right. So if you purchase a domain name for your primary website, you probably won't want to use it exactly for this sales page because that name would then, well, you can disconnect it, but it would belong to this particular web page.
Okay,
So
okay.
you may not want to do it that way. Now, you may want
No,
to purchase a separate domain names specifically for this particular offer, and you can do it that way. Or if you have a WordPress website, which you probably don't, but I'm just saying this in general, one listening. If you do have a WordPress website or just a WordPress account, even if you're still working on your site and it's not active yet, per se, there's a plugin that you can add to WordPress called Pretty Links. And you can take this long URL here and you can drop it into Pretty Links. And let's say, let me go back and look at oh, I'm sorry, I'm not sharing the screen. Actually, let me go back to the chat here because I want to make sure I'm looking at you and addressing you. So go back to Zoom. Where'd you all go? Oh, I lost you. Okay, there we go. I got too many windows open. Okay. Let's see. Who's speaking to me right now? Rosie. So
yes.
let's say Rosie, you set up your website. What is your URL for your web for that you already bought, your domain name that you bought?
Museful Origins.
Say it again.
Mu Museful Origins.
Museful Origins. Okay. So let's say Museful Origins is your .com and say you maybe get a WordPress account to attach to that domain name. Whether your site's not ready yet or you're not sure you're going to actually do it yet, but let's just say you have that set up. You can install this plugin called Pretty Links onto that site, onto that account. And let's say that your page that you just made, let's just give it a name. What's the name of one of your products?
Tropical Treats.
Tropical Treats?
Yep.
So you could go into Pretty Links on your WordPress-based website, and you could say, create a subdomain name called musefuloriginstropical.com/tropical treats. And you could paste in this long URL that you got from Canva. You paste that into Pretty Links, but the URL that you would give out would be Museful Origins Tropical Retreat, musefulorigins.com/tropical retreats, which is kind of long. I try to shorten that if I were you. And then that way, when people click on that link, it will direct them to this page on Canva. That way, you're not having to buy a separate domain name just for this sales page. You can still use the name that you've already bought, but you're going to have it attached to a WordPress website to be able to use that plugin. That's one way to do it. Or you can buy a separate domain name just for this offer, just for this sales page, or you could do it that way. Or unless it's really important to you what the domain name is, you can just use this link. I mean, it's not the most, it does say Canva in the domain name. I honestly do it all the time, and it doesn't matter. I mean, because what I'm doing is I just need the link to take them where I want them to go. So if I've written an email or I've sent out a post on social media or whatever the case may be, and sometimes you can disguise links inside of your emails, like you can hyperlink on your website. You can hyperlink a word and then just say when people click on this highlighted word, it goes to this web page with kind of the weird URL, the long URL. But I'll just let you know, for me personally, I use the Canva site URL a lot of the time. I didn't do it for the Parisian book. I actually went out and bought the domain name Parisian Pastry Adventure. I bought it, but look at what, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not sharing the screen. But look at what happens when you type in when I type in Parisian pastry adventure. When I hit the return button, it goes to, it still says ParisianPastryAdventure.com, but the subdomain name is download hyphen your, it's that long URL. I don't necessarily care about this. I just wanted to go where I wanted to go. you know. Um, so I wouldn't necessarily buy another domain name unless you really want a domain name that's branded to that product or that offer, like what I did with my book. But you have the choice either way to go with.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Let's see. Did I see any other questions in the chat? Tracy says, can you just use, you can use Bitly. I have understood though that Facebook sometimes has an issue with Bitly. I don't necessarily, it kind of goes back and forth. So you may or may not want to use Bitly just in case Facebook decides, it doesn't want to show those links. I know at one point they had a block about Bitly. I think maybe it's okay now, but you can use Bitly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I'm going to stop the share for a moment and answer any questions that anyone has about anything I've covered so far.
Ronnie, I have two questions. My first one is just like a WordPress site, is this one always going to be editable? Like I can go back and change and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay, good. And like the lifespan of it, like I was just thinking, oh, what if in 2 years I got rid of Canva for whatever reason? Will this page still be published, or does that go when my membership goes?
When you go, it goes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So what you could do is if it's an offer that you still want to be out there offering and selling down the line, what you could do is replicate or try to replicate that page on your own. Because I know, you and I already know you have your own WordPress website already. So what you would probably want to do at some point is replicate this page as best as possible. It's not going to be maybe exactly like it is in Canva, but replicate that design as best as possible on your own WordPress website. That way you won't be have to keep Canva forever if you don't want to use them anymore.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because you know what, my main idea was to use this for the market coming up, as people can just remember we said scan the QR code, it takes them right to this. So I'm like, okay, that'll be good for a while. Yeah, so that makes total sense.
Yeah, because like for me, I have a website, but I don't even, I have it. I've had it for 10 plus years. I'm going to have to do a whole new rebrand on all of that right now. I have no bandwidth to even deal with that right now. I don't want to think about that right now, but I need pages for replays of courses that I've done. I use Canva for that. I did this sales page for my book. I did this for Marsha's course. I did it for that reason. So I like the Canva site because if I just need a single page for a single project, I like it for that reason, because I'm in between websites right now where I'm not sure what I'm going to do. What I do want to say for some of you here who have dedicated WordPress websites that is already under your brand and what you're offering fits under that umbrella, then you may just want to do it on your website. It won't be the same thing I just showed you in Canva because that's to Canva, but you would have you would just do it on your own website. But if you're in between sites or you just don't want to put it on your site for whatever reason, it's a temporary thing, and you like the aesthetic of Canva and you like the way you can kind of, and especially what I like about the Canva setup is that you don't have to know HTML. You don't have to worry about, any weird plugins, because sometimes WordPress, while I love WordPress, can be temperamental sometimes. If plugins don't like to play well with one another, your site could possibly get shut down. WordPress is great when it works. When it doesn't, it's a pain in the tuchus. So when I'm just trying to get an idea out there and I don't want to deal with all this other back-end mechanical stuff, I like Canva for that purpose because again, because I'm producing books and things like that. I've got all my artwork already up there. So it's just a matter of me just opening up a file, starting a new file, formatted in the size that Canva is requiring, and then I can just design each element of my page panel by panel by panel. Then once it's done, I preview it. If it looks good and it flows well, I just hit publish. I've got a URL and I'm done without having to hire a designer or having to, go out, unless you just don't want to deal with it. You don't have to go, or like I said, go find someone on Fiverr that can do WordPress or whatever the case may be. I like it for that reason alone. And like I said, as someone, I've been designing websites from scratch since 1997, and I've dealt with all of them. I've dealt with WordPress problems and this and Blogspot, and I've dealt with all of it, all the software from Macromedia back in the day when that was a company, doesn't exist anymore, to go live with Adobe, all of them. I've dealt with every last bit of them. And at the end of the day, I don't care about the software. I don't care about all the bells and whistles. I just need a functioning page that will get the job done. That's all I care about. I want it to be visually pleasing. I want the links to work. And I don't want any back-end technical foolishness happening that I'm going to have to start calling tech support to get fixed. So, I've had clients' websites that I push something and shut the whole darn thing down. It's a nightmare, and I don't want to be bothered with that. I just want to get it done, get it out there quickly, and can the person that I want to buy something, can they see it? Can they click? Can they purchase? That's all I want. I don't care about all the back end technical. I'm not a programmer, and I never wanted to be one. And Canva will allow you to do that based on visuals, which is great for us as creators and artists, and not be beholden to a designer that may go AWOL on you, or you having to know all the technical back end stuff. If that's your lane, go for it. It's nothing wrong with learning it. It's just not where I want to spend my time. That's just me personally. Okay.
Okay, perfect. And I'm not sure if you mentioned this earlier, but the I don't know if it was an element or a frame, the one where people can flip through your book.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was that again?
That's called Zine, I think. Let me go back and look again. And you can have up to 5 documents on that platform for free. And then it can be plugged into your your Canva website. Yeah, it's called Hazing. Let me share the screen with you. Yep, it's called Hazing. It's a flip book maker. And let me see, let me log into my account. If I can, you can let me do it without putting me through a lot of extra stuff. And I don't know, I'm not gonna worry about it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back over to here and show it to you. Where is that page? Parisian Pastry Adventure. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go? Let's see here. Is it on here? Yeah, it's a plugin, not a plugin. It's a actually, you know what? Let me show it to you this way. Let me go into Canva and I'll show it to you that way. Let me go back to my file. No, it's saying my internet's not stable. Hopefully I don't get kicked off. If I do get kicked off, I'll be right back. Let's see. Let me go to my projects. Oh, and I was trying to show something earlier today, and I was at the earlier session that I hadn't done it in a minute, and I'd forgotten how to do it. And okay, everything's loading slow right now. But there's a feature inside of Canva called embed, where you can embed an object form, like you can embed the Google form. You can embed a YouTube video, and you can embed this hazing flip book. So if I go over to, if I can find it here really fast, if I go over to the Parisian Pastry Book website, I'm just waiting for it to load up. My internet's moving slow right now, so I'll be with you in just a second. Here we go. Okay. If you scroll down to.
I'm sorry, may I ask a question?
Sure. Sure, go ahead.
Is that embed feature in Canva, you were able to embed the playlist,
Uh-huh.
the Shopify playlist?
Uh-huh.
Oh, awesome.
Spotify playlist. The Spotify playlist, not Shopify. It's Spotify. The music.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Yeah, I didn't want you to think you could put Shopify on there. Yeah, my internet's moving kind of slow right now. But yeah, you can embed a Spotify playlist. You can embed a Google form. You can embed the hazing. There's some other things you can embed in there, but those were the main ones. Where I am right now is starting to rain a lot, and I think that's impacting the internet. But yeah, if you go over to apps, on oh, what are my apps? I apologize. My internet's moving really slow right now because I think of the weather right now. Okay. So if you click on the embed button right here, you can put the link to where things are that you want to use. So for an example, I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. I'm just going to get a blank page. And I'm just going to put something in there. So let's say I want to embed. When you click on embed button, you see where it says here, you can embed YouTube, Vimeo, Spotify, you can embed Google Maps. It says you can embed a type form. You can embed things from Pinterest, Facebook. I've not used it for those purposes, but like if I want to put in my playlist, let's go to Spotify, just click on that link, and then you grab the URL from Spotify, and you can just drop that in there and it'll embed the player inside of the web page. For the hazing feature, let me see if I can log into my account. It'll let me log in there. All you need is the URL. And again, we're moving slow right now because I think the internet's kind of downgraded, but let's see if they'll let me in here really fast. And I can get the URL for you to show you that. And again, feel free to ask me any questions. I'm here available to support any way I can. Okay. You're going to log me in today or no? Okay. Here is my dashboard. And here is my okay. Anyway, it's taking a minute for it to load. Anyway, as long as you have the URL to the Spotify playlist or your hazing or your Google form, you can use the embed feature on Canva, and it should load in the player inside of the Canva page. My internet right now is just moving really slow right now. It's spotty because, again, the weather right now is getting a little weird and everything's just kind of slowing down. Normally it doesn't take this long. Okay, here we go. So here is my flip book. I want to get the link, which I think I copied. Let's go back over to here and let's see if I can. Oh, see where, okay, I put in the Spotify thing twice. It's not supposed to be there like that. Let me trash one of them. If I want to edit this, all I got to do is put in my Spotify playlist link and hit done, and then it will embed that player on the page. Okay. If I want to put in that link to the flip book, I put that link in there, hit add design. It's just being slow right now, but you can see the hazing icon down there. It's actually loading the flip book that people can look at right inside of Okay, there we go. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. Okay. All right. So now I've got my Spotify playlist. I've got my Hazing flipbook right here. And like I said, if I go to preview it and I scroll all the way down, provided it will load, you can look at it. So it's a really cool feature for us as published, authors. If you want to use that feature, I recommend it. This is the one that was already there. Again, I'm loading slow here right now. So anyway, with all of that I've just shown you or shared with you, does this feel like something that you could do? Do you feel confident or not, or at least inspired enough that you would want or you could do this based on what I've shown you?
Oh yeah, I think so. I will. Yeah, I'll give it a shot actually in the next week here.
Perfect. So the last thing I want to go over, unless anyone else has any other comments, what I want to do is let me show you the checklist. Again, I want to go over that with you because there's some points I want to cover just so that you'll know kind of how this whole thing, what to kind of think about as you're planning out your page. So the document I shared with you is called a simple sales page prep guide and checklist. If you look at the page for a Nutty Christmas Charm, and I'll pop that link also in the chat as well. Let's see if I've got the original page here. Let's see here. Let me go over to my let's see, Nutty Christmas Charm registration page. Okay. So if you look at this page here and you look at the document I gave you, you kind of see what as I shared these elements, what I replicated that visually on the page. So you want to have a hook or a headline. What's going to be that's going to make someone stop the scroll? Okay. You can look at this and go, okay, you see this graphic, you clearly see it's something artistic, and you see this word Nutty Christmas Charm, where it's got a Christmas theme, it's got a strong, bold background. It would invoke curiosity. What is this? We know it's a workshop, it's about ornaments. What is that? Every panel on this page has to make the person want to look at the next one and the next one. So that's why it's important that the headlines you choose and the artwork you choose keeps them in that flow where they want to keep scrolling down and seeing, well, what's next? Oh, well, then if I get that, then what's next? And if I get that, okay, then what's next? So every step of the way is constantly reinforcing the yes. Yes, I want to know more. Yes, show me more of that. That's what this page is supposed to do. So you want to get the hook. You want to reinforce the hook. For example, this is perfect for who? It's perfect for moms. It's perfect for, kids ages 5 to 7. It's perfect for dog lovers. It's perfect for who is it perfect for? The benefits. Why should I pay attention to this? Why should I join this? Why should I sign up for this? Okay. The social proof, testimonials, that's self-explanatory. You've got them, you screenshot them, you use them. Call to action. What do I want you to do? I want you to sign up. I want you to purchase the book. I want you to do that. How can I incentivize you to do that? I can give you calls to action that are time-bound based. This is going to be available for this price, and then this goes away. It goes up on this date. Those kind of things is what makes people move, or something gets taken away. Maybe if you sign up before this time, you'll get this extra added bonus thrown in. But if you wait till after this day, that goes away. Those kind of things get people to move, to encourage action. Show value. The value is, okay, I'm getting the workshop, I'm getting the workbook, and I'm getting a coupon code. The value also is that I get to come and hang out with my kids and do a craft project that's fun, something that the family can do to get them off of the iPad for a minute, something that lets them, where I can spend quality time bonding with my kid if that's something that's important to the person reading this. So what's the benefit? Is it relaxation? Is it visual, helping them realign themselves or bring down their blood pressure or, whatever it is, but we have to say that so that people get it. What's the value add? What things can I add to make it even more of a juicing incentive for them to actually do it? Pricing. Again, if you buy, as I said to Tracy earlier, if you buy one class, it's $35, or you can buy 6 classes and get $5 off each one, or however you want to position that, and then put a time-bound base on when they need to move on that. Is it visually appealing? Does the flow of the artwork make the person want to go through the page without overwhelming them visually or mentally? They've got to be able to consume the content without feeling overwhelmed while they're reading it. Because if they start questioning stuff, they're going to go, because it's a lot there they have to kind of take in. And then again, the final call to action. What do I want them to do? I've already told them what I want them to do at the top. I want you to buy this course. I'm going to give you some more information. I want you to buy this course. I'm going to give you some more facts, and I'm going to give you some more data. I'm going to give you some more encouragement. And then what I want you to do, I want you to buy this course, or I want you to buy my book, or whatever it is. We have to keep repeating the offer. So this is the foundation piece that you want to go through before you start designing things and starting putting all the pretty graphic stuff together. Get clear about this. These 10 bullet points here, get clear about that. Okay. Also, I gave you a preparation checklist. What are you going to offer? Get clear about the outcome and the result. Speak about it in a very clear way. Don't just talk about, oh, you get to come and paint with me on the weekend. Well, why would I want to come and paint with you on the weekend? Break it down like that. That ties into benefits. So decide what you're going to sell, get clear on the outcome and the result, list the benefits, then write out just what you know from your head and your heart. Then if you use ChatGPT, put that into ChatGPT, giving it the prompt to take what I've given you, craft me a feature and benefit outline for my sales page. Craft me a feature and benefit course or outline for my whatever it is, my book, my course, my workshop, my classes, whatever it is. Okay. Then ask it, create headlines for me. Give me, give me ideas for titles, what I could call this. So once it's giving you some information, says based on what, if you like what it gave you, the next prompt is based on what you've already told me, craft me some headlines that would make someone stop the scroll and read this. Give me some headlines that's going to make someone open up the email to read more. Give me some headlines and some copy I can use on Facebook or Instagram or wherever I am to get people to stop. The image is going to make them stop the scroll. The text you write is going to keep their attention. If the image doesn't stop the scroll, the text won't matter. So you got to have eye-catching graphics, absolutely, but you need to have a reason to keep them paying attention. Decide on your bonuses, your add-ons, your upgrades, whatever you're going to do. Gather your testimonials, quotes, social proof screen grabs. Then create all your graphics, images, videos, whatever you want to do. Set up everything in your shopping cart and grab the payment links. Then you go into Canva and start building out the page. Okay? And then you got the Canva link to the Canva template that you can use as a baseline for organizing and setting everything up. Okay? Is that all? Any questions about any of that I just shared about the flow and the outline and what things that you want to have? Is anything about that? Anyone have any questions about any of that?
So Rodney, do they give us the link for the site when we press publish or just when we start doing the template? I'm assuming it's when we press publish, but I just want to make sure.
And make sure too, I'm glad you said, I just forgot about that. Make sure that when you're working in this template inside of Canva, that you rename this up here. Because it's going to have what I named the file, which is going to say copy sales page template. When you go into Canva to work on this, make sure that you change that. If I can find where did it go? Let me just use this. Where did it go? Canva. Yeah, right up here where it says Nutty Christmas Charm registration page or a template page, make sure you change, because this is where the sub URL is going to come from. So make sure you label this what you want this page to be called. Because otherwise it's going to say whatever your Canva account name is, Nutty Christmas Charm registration page. And then do that first, you know, and then hit publish. And then you'll get, you know, you'll get a, if you go with my Canva site, whatever, blah, 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 whatever you wrote up here is what's going to be the sub page of that, or the sub link of that URL. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All righty. So that's really the overview of everything. What I wanted to just let you all know that I know this is a lot, and for some, this may be more than you want to take on. I just want to let you know that I am offering a one-on-one consult for anyone that wants direct support with everything from coming up with all of this that I said here, all the way down to the actual visuals of the page. I am doing this as a one-on-one session, and right now I'm doing what I'm calling a Black Friday customization special for $197. If you want to do that, feel free to pick that up, and then we get on a Zoom call, and I can help you work out the offer, the copy, go through ChatGPT with you if you want some help with getting all of the headlines and bullet points together, at least give you a jump start on laying out your page. The other option is if you want to have me do it all for you, I'm available for that as well. Just let me know, and then we'll work out what that would be. That'll be a little bit more, but I will actually design the whole thing for you. So I just want to put it out there. Right now, I just offer the done with you customization session. And again, you can book that one-on-one. And like I said, it's $197. And I want to do that just to kind of help get it jump started. But I work pretty quick, so I can pretty much have a conversation with you and work out all of this here in one session, and then give you some ideas and things about what you can do with graphics and so on and so forth to jumpstart and get this going, because Black Friday is next week. I'm not overly concerned about Black Friday because you got the whole month, but I would say move on this sooner rather than later if it's something that you really feel like you want to do. I can even consult with you about what your offer could be. Because again, I wouldn't just focus on just selling a book. If I were you, I would try to bundle it some other kind of way to maximize your sales opportunity. And while we're in the holiday season right now, people are still going to be shopping, they're still going to be buying things, but you've got to position in a way that will get them to move with a sense of urgency over this next 30 plus days. So again, if you want some support from me with that directly, all you have to do is just click the link here inside of the, actually what I'll do is I'll just, I know some of you are already going to do this on your own. I'll just pop the link in the chat if you want to book that session with me. And as soon as I see your order come through, then I'll reach out to you to arrange the actual call, and we will get it all fleshed out and get your sales page up and going. Because believe it or not, the year is almost over. We've got what, 6 weeks, I think, left. So anyway. Hi, Rosie. Yes.
Sorry.
Oh,
So
yes.
in regards to the videos that you, I guess this is more like the general question. So there's content out there that already exists that are clear, concise, and to the point, and like under at least 3 to 5 minutes that I personally would like to use. But I don't know if it's in poor taste or to use it on my, like, for instance, sales page, or if I should just create my own videos. It just seems redundant if there's already existing educational 3 to 5 minute videos. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about using someone else's content on your sales page? I'll make sure I'm clear.
Well, when you phrase it like that, it sounds like it doesn't sound too good.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
let me just say this,
No, thank you for phrasing it that way. That makes total sense. Okay.
well, and I was, and listen, to me, because I wasn't asking to be like, whatever, be a way about it. I was just wanting to make sure I understood your question.
Yes.
So the short answer is no, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
What and the thing of it is too, especially if it's any kind of an experience that you're selling, I want to emphasize the word experience. I, if I'm selling an experience of not just the thing I'm selling, meaning the course or the book, but I'm also quote unquote selling me, I want them to see me. And I know for some of us, that's challenging. We don't always want to be on camera, and I totally get and respect that. So I'm by no means saying that you absolutely, without question, you must have video on your page. Let me be really clear about that. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to be. There's workarounds for that. Everything from AI generated imagery that you could put on there, to like talking avatar, animated avatars you can put on there. You can put a picture of yourself with like a voiceover track behind it. So you don't have to, but if what's included in your offer is some kind of an experience with you, I would definitely have me in there some kind of way. Like what I loved about what Marsha did was that, and it's interesting to me personally, I watch her video and I would not know if you didn't tell me that she really doesn't like necessarily to be on camera, which I totally get, but she's such a natural, I felt. And so I just gave her the assignment. I said, oh, you know what? Since you're teaching people how to make an ornament, why don't you hang one on a tree? I didn't know she was going to go to a local store in her area. She lives in the UK. I didn't know she was going to go to a local store and go and get her husband to shoot a video of her hanging her ornament on a display tree in the store. And so when I saw the video, I started laughing because I saw all this stuff behind her. I immediately thought she was at home when she did it. And when I saw that stuff behind her, I said, she's actually in a shop. And so I started laughing and I said, I love the ingenuity. I love the fact that she didn't allow the fact that she didn't want to put her tree up yet to stop her. And she just went forward and she got it done. So I just say, the it doesn't have to be all staged and you have to go out and hire a, hair and makeup team to, to do all this stuff. Actually, quite frankly, the less sort of formal you make it, the better it is, especially if you are selling an experience with you. So that's my personal opinion about it, to be honest with you. Um, you
No,
know,
thank you. That's much appreciated.
yeah, don't overthink. The biggest thing I would tell you without thinking twice about it is just don't overthink it because you'll talk yourself out of it. And there's options. If you really don't want to do the camera thing, there are options.
You are so right.
Yep,
I would talk myself out of it.
yep, there's some options. I mean, you really can. You can, like I said, there's now talking avatars, animated avatars you can do, which are kind of fun. You can totally do that. You can get an animated picture of yourself, maybe an AI generated image of yourself made, and there's apps you can use to, make that talk. So, if that's something you're interested in, book a session with me and we can sort that out. The point I'm trying to make is there are options, but don't not do it because you think the only way you can do it is to go out and do a whole big production on making a video. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. It's just, it's not worth all that, to be honest with you. I'm more concerned about you coming up with the right offer and getting it out there in the best possible light, as opposed to being concerned about shooting a major production thing and then with all the bells and whistles and stuff. Yep. All righty. Anyone else have any question? Christine, are you good? Any questions?
No questions. Very good presentation. Lots to think about, but no questions.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for this, Rodney.
You're
You
welcome.
always do such a good job and very thorough. Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So I'm gonna post this video up on YouTube. Probably up later this evening, and then I will send out the link if you want to go back over and watch anything I covered. You've got the link to the download the document. You see, what else was I going to tell you? I've got your emails, and I'll send out follow-up email. I'll pop in the link. I think Rosie, you had mentioned about the Parisian book I did. I can send you a link to that, and I'll also send you a link. I'll send out links to that, and then to Marsha's sales page sales page. And I'll just say this, moving forward, I'm gonna probably do this workshop again, probably one more time. I'm not quite sure exactly when. I've kind of booked up the next couple of days. Maybe this weekend I might do another one. But I also want to do another workshop the first week in December around getting all of the back end. I mean, the sales page is great. You know, if you want to do that, you can do that. But you also need to also think about your back end. And what I mean by that is a landing page where you can collect email addresses if you don't already have that. You want to have a welcome email sequence together. And I want to show, kind of demonstrate how to put that together. What I like about, if you take my suggestion on using ChatGPT to craft that workshop or that product topic narrative with bullet points and all of that, if you get all of that done first, when you go to get the email sequence set up and the rest of the things set up, you can ask ChatGPT to say, okay, based on everything you already know about this project, and this is what my paid offer is, help me write an email sequence series that would invite people to go and purchase this with the link in the email going to your sales page that you just made. So I want to, show how to demonstrate how to put that. So it kind of like we're setting up, this is the way I look at things. I want to work from the outcome I want. So I obviously need a place that I can send people to buy what I'm selling. So that's why the sales page first, to me, is the most important part of it. Then I can reverse engineer back to that sales page. So I can reverse engineer through my content, through my emails, through my landing page, through my content, because all roads lead to the sales page. But I need the sales page set up first so that I can lead them there. And a lot of us focus on the reverse. We set up the front end and then try to figure out the back end, where I feel like it needs to go in reverse. Get the back end set up first, so then the roads lead to that. If you know what your paid offer is, if you're not sure what your paid offer is, then figure that out first. And then create all of this, because you've got to know that what you're creating, someone actually wants and actually, want to buy. So, and sometimes it's just a matter of bundling and packaging. Bundles right now make things much more valuable to people. So where a book would be great, but if I can bundle it with something else, I can raise the price point, cover my cost a lot better, because sometimes these books cost more to publish. So if you can cover your cost or absorb that cost and actually put a profit in your pocket, I say go for it. So why sell a planner by itself when you can sell a planner with a planner workshop to go with it? Where the book, you're just getting what, $10, maybe $15 from it. You can add a workshop on the back end of it and 5x that number. You're going to work just as hard. So you may as well maximize, what your opportunity is. So yeah, get your offer right. And then that gives you more to talk about on your sales page too. So that's my recommendation to you, to all of you, is to get clear about that. And if it's a workshop, you never taught it before, do something as quickly as you can, if for nothing more than to get to you to work out the content and get those testimonials. Even one or two is going to have a benefit to you. Or if it's a book, get those reviews. Like, go hard on that, because you're gonna need those. People don't want to go first. They want to know someone else went before them. So if you can get those testimonials or those reviews, get them, screen grab them, ask for them, you know, but get them, because that's one of the cornerstones of a good sales page, is the testimonials and the quality of the testimonials. So I just want to make sure I say that. All righty. Any last questions, comments, ideas, thoughts, support, anything I can help you with before I let you go? It was so quiet. Okay. Well, thank you. I want to just take a moment to thank you again for taking the time to hang out with me today. I hope that I inspired you and gave you some things to think about. And I just say, you know, we've got a nice window of time here to get something up and going. Take advantage of it. You know, people don't know what we were going to tell them or what we didn't tell them. But somebody out there is looking for what we have to offer. Someone out there is looking for it. They just may not know it yet. And not saying anything about it, not sharing about it, not letting them get the opportunity to maybe buy it from you, you know, it doesn't help them, it doesn't help you. So if you believe in what you're doing, you believe you have something that's of value to people, it's our duty to share that, you know, information. And you know, just get it out there. You know, don't worry about what, you know, just take action. Just take action, let go of the result. Just take action. And if it's right, if it's aligned, the right people will raise their hand and say, yes, I want this. And you'll have another valuable skill under your belt that maybe you didn't even realize that you, and I think every person out there that's in business for themselves should know how to create some kind of a page to sell their offer. Whether it's going to be on Amazon, Lulu, Etsy, whatever, you got to know how to talk about it, written and visual and in person. And the more you get clear about that, the easier it's going to be to talk about it. And people, the right people will say, yeah, I want that. Where do I sign up? So don't hold back, go for it. What do you have to lose? Okay. And if I can help you in any way, like I said, you know, reach out to me and we'll get it done. All righty. You all have a blessed evening, and I will let you know when everything is the replay is set up, and I'll get those links out. I'll probably get the email out later tonight or first thing in the morning. All righty. Good night.